What is going on, guys? Noah here with Custom RC Mods. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm coming at you with a quick video. This one was requested by Bill K, and it's a tutorial on how to set up your UMX Spectrum bind and fly airplanes with the RadioMaster TX16S multi-protocol system or any other OpenTX interfacing system such as a Tyrannus with a DSM module or a jumper system. Basically whatever you got that runs OpenTX, you're looking to go ahead and connect it to your Spectrum airplane, then this is how it's done. So obviously you're going to need your radio here, you're going to need your plane, and you're going to need your battery. But first things first, we're going to go ahead and get into the radio, get into the nuts and bolts here, and start setting up this model. So let's go ahead and power on the radio.
Welcome to OpenTX.
Alright, so once the radio boots up, you were on this home screen with a different model. We need to go ahead and get into the model select interface. So we're going to hold down the jog wheel and then press the first selection, which is highlighted model select. And now you can see I've got all of my 20 models in here at the moment. We're going to go ahead and select the new one for the champ here. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead and hold down the jog wheel again, and we get another little menu, create model, and bam, we're in this setup wizard now. This is more for advanced stuff, like if you're trying to set up flaps or you're trying to set up an Elevon mix, that's how you're going to do that. However, in this case, we're going to go ahead and press return out of it because it should be pretty well consistent with what we've already got going on the board on our little microplane here. But now we're going to go ahead and press back out of it again, and you can see we've got the bare bones model menu screen right here that we need to go ahead and start tweaking for our liking here as well. So we're going to go ahead and start off this model setup by pressing the model key, and you can see we're automatically launched into the model setup menu. So first things first, you can go ahead and change the model name right here in the already selected option, and I would just recommend, in my case, I just selected champ. Obviously you can scroll through the alphabet. That's a time consuming process, so we're not going to do that here, but that's where you go for that. And then we're going to go ahead and get ready to bind. You can scroll up into the option where it says internal RF, where it's we're going to go ahead and press that from off to on, and this is a multi-protocol module in the back of this RadioMaster TX16S, so we need to go ahead and select the protocol that we'll be flying, which is obviously DSM. So we're going to scroll back, it's in alphabetical order down to DSM there as well, and it's going to go ahead and let us select DSM with a different frame rate or the different protocol itself, so DSM2, DSMX in either 11 or 22 milliseconds. Because this is a frame rate that's rather high, obviously we're flying airplanes where we don't really need a lot of low latency performance. So we're going to go ahead and not tax the receiver link in here by just going ahead and getting better quality with running 22 milliseconds. And this is a little bit of an older Horizon Hobby product, so we're going to use DSM2 rather than DSMX. So once we got all that done, just make sure to go ahead and go through everything and make sure all your channel mapping is correct. And it's time to go ahead, plug in the battery to the aircraft. So just like that, there we have it. And before, if you plug it in without a transmitter detect, you'll see it's going to go into bind mode here very, very soon. That is indicated by the flashing light there. And it's time to go ahead and get this thing bound up to the model just by pressing the bind button. You'll hear the little siren there saying that you're in bind mode, and pretty soon we're going to go into a light solid configuration just like that, alerting us that the model is bound. You can see we've got our rudder, we've got our elevator, and of course we've got our throttle there as well. So at this point you've got your basic setup complete, but I also want to run through how to go ahead and set up your surfaces the way you want them, because as you can see right here, my rudder is backwards. We need to make sure that we switch that right away so that we can get this thing flying. So how we're going to do that is we're going to go ahead and page over to this little setup menu where it's called outputs, and it has that little logo that's highlighted right there. And then our ailerons are going to be on channel 1, which is the rudder in this case. So we're going to go ahead and select channel 1, and we're going to go over to this little arrow right here. We can go ahead and reverse it right there as well. And if one of your surfaces is not center, you can go over to right here where you can have sub trim. So you can see I can sub trim something to the side if I wanted to, and I'll just go ahead and bring it back to 0 in this case. And that's just such a very, very useful feature to get your plane set up. You can also set up your travel. If you're a beginner, you can turn your travel down to like 75% if you don't want to worry about having too much throw and losing control of the airplane. In that sense, just like that. So that's all that's going to happen in this outputs tab right here as well. And it's always recommended when you're setting up my model to add some expo as well. So we're going to go ahead and scroll back over to our inputs tab right here so we can add expo. So in this case, we're going to look at our aileron and our elevator inputs, which would be the rudder and the elevator in this case. And I'm going to hold down on the aileron, and we're going to go into edit this input right here, and we can go down to expo. And I like to go ahead and throw in about 30% expo in this case, just for these ailerons right there. And then we can do the same thing for the elevator, edit, and add that 30% expo, which really is a great aid. Softens up the center of the stick there, but as you can see, both of our control surfaces are going the right way now, and our model is completely set up. I will be publishing a video all about more in-depth setup for models such as timers, throttle cuts, timer reset switches, things like that, that I do on all my planes as well. But for now, this is the basic setup, and this is everything you need to go out and fly with the Hobby Zone Champ or whatever UMX Spectrum plane that you have. So that's it for the video, guys. Hopefully you found this thing useful. If you guys have any further questions, make sure to go ahead and comment down below. I'd be happy to address those. I am learning more and more every day about OpenTX and how it talks to Spectrum planes and quads. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you like this stuff for more, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.